And today we are at Sun and Fun 2025. Behind me you're going to see the Ruckus. It's the production model, serial number 1, and it is by a company called Top Rudder. We're based out of Walhalla, South Carolina, where our factory is. And we are proud to display our very first Ruckus here at serial number 1. I'd love to give you a little tour if you want to follow me along. Well, let's start with the front then. This is the Rotex 912. This is the 912 UL. It's a low compression and it puts out about 80 horsepower. So we are very excited to test this out and get back to you with some specs on the performance. It seems like everybody's really excited about a Rotex, specifically the 912 because it's a 4-stroke and there's some reliability there that you can count on. But we have not made a final decision on which prop. So you prop makers out there, let me know. We'll be happy to invite you over and then give you a shot at being our prop folks. But we've got the leading edge slat. So for those who are not familiar, this allows you a much slower speed. In fact, this plane really doesn't have an established stall speed. Essentially, this allows you to get a much higher deck angle and maintain control of the airplane. Here we have the flap control. So you just pull this with your finger. You got these 3 settings. And as you can see, the flaps are coming down. And you can just drag it in and really get down slow. You'll probably in the high teens, maybe low 20s when you're touching down, which is great. This is something we added. This is the elevator trim. This is the pitch trim. So that's right there. It's easily accessible. We've got these new footbeds here. So this is a place where you can rest your feet. Right above my head, these are the fuel tanks. About 13.5 gallons per tank, so we've got lots of duration. If you're burning 3 or 4 gallons an hour, you probably won't want to sit in it that long, so it'll probably outlast you. Following down the wing here, we have the control tubes for the spoilers, so I'd love to show you how those look. So follow me along the end here. We've got the fences here for the aerodynamics, and then if you come over to the back of the airplane, I want you to look at the top of the wing. All right, can I get a full left deflection, please, sir? So you see the spoilers? So that is a way when you are low and slow to kill the lift. If you get hit with a big crosswind or a gust, you can hit full left into that windward side and that's gonna kill the lift and you're gonna stay straight. You'll notice when he moves the ailerons, out on the tip you see the ailerons and the flaps, you see how there's a mixing mechanism here? So they're actually moving when you have your aileron input. So that's another way to capture more roll authority. We're showing off the spoilers out here.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen them yet?
No.
Okay, when you get back here, I'll show them to you. Yeah. One really cool feature is that we have different lengths of boom tubes. So if you have a heavier motor, we can extend the boom tube out to determine the CJ or establish the CG. So it's adjustable. If you have a really light motor, we can make a shorter boom tube. And so it's fully customizable to the motor that you choose to put on your airplane. So that's a neat feature that we like. If you follow back to the tail, we've got the elevator trim tab here. And you can see that that's controlled. You see your elevator lever up next to your flaps? It's your pitch trim. These wings do fold back. And you'll see this little tab lifts up. These will come up, and in about 10 minutes you disconnect your control points here, and these fold all the way back and then they get locked in with a bracket and then you can put it on a trailer and you just keep on moving. The nice thing is that this comes from Super STOL, the Highlander. Troy Woodland originally designed the Escapade, the Highlander, the Super STOL, so he's been doing this for over 30 years, and so all that knowledge and accumulation into here. And we're thinking cruise with that motor will be around 100, but we can slow down to the teens. And then I don't know if you guys caught the jump seat on here. Did you get the jump seat? Just get in there, baby. Squeeze in. Let's go. You might want to take the pad out. This is exciting stuff. So this airplane weighs about 480 pounds with a 1,000-pound useful load. So you can basically load it up, carry all your gold bars with you, and you're going to have no problem with weight and balance. The one other thing I'll tell you is we have a belly pod system that's going to go underneath for all your camping gear. Anything you want to stow away, it'll go in that belly pod underneath. And then we also have an enclosure designed for it. So on those cold days, if you want to pop on the enclosure, run some heat, that'll keep you nice and toasty. We obviously have a website, toprudderaircraft.com. Go to the site and click on configure, and you can build your Ruckus there. You can design the paint schemes, put everything that you want on there, all the options, everything you want, and then it'll print out and you can see like a 3D model of your airplane that you build. Also for updates, go to either Instagram or Facebook, type in Top Rudder. We're posting videos regularly. As soon as we get back from the show, we're gonna be doing videos of this one flying with the 912. I am expecting some really incredible performance.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm a proud owner of an Aeroprakt, and I'll tell you what I love about them. Number one, visibility. Number 2, maneuverability. Number 3, the ease of moving on the ground. I'm a little bit older and I got a bad back and I don't need a tow bar. I can put this thing anywhere. I could set it up next to a bunch of raw eggs and not crack a shell. And I just flew this in a demo. I took a customer who was interested up, and we were flying around the pattern. Then we went out south and we demoed the airplane from stalls to steep turns, slow flight, high cruise, and so on. He told me he loved it. I know I love it. When I take somebody up for the first time flight, what I most often hear as a comment is, oh, the visibility is awesome. And it is. You could see out those side doors. They're clear all the way to the bottom and they're very large. You could see easily outside the windshield. It's beautiful. This A22 model has Tundra gear. So we have some big tires and what we call mud flaps, and they're really to prevent rocks and other debris from getting thrown up to the wing, to the fuselage, if you don't have wheel pants. And these are the big tires that guys love to use to land on sandbars, rough fields, and so on. This happens to be a great STOL aircraft. You could really slow it down. This aircraft can actually fly behind a single seat ultralight, such as a Quicksilver single-seater that may be doing 35 to 37 miles an hour, and I have been behind them in the pattern at Oshkosh, and I could stay behind that guy. Stick and rudder, but they come in different configurations. This is my cushion I just like to fly with. This is a typical interior. So the panel is set up any way the customer likes, and there's so many options. I see most people going for the big glass screen in the middle. This actually has everything that you need as far as engine, navigation, and airframe instrumentation. This is just an additional backup AV30. It's a backup to the rest of it, but this does everything you need it to do. You could get center stick like this with a single handles. You can get this center stick like this with a Y handle if you want to do some instructions, or you fly with the wife and you want her to take control sometimes. It's kind of nice, and I find that's what I have in my airplane. I could fly it and actually rest my hand right in kind of the, I just call it the crotch of that Y stick. But you could also get this, and so the throttle is out here. You could also get this with yokes. So the yokes would come out here on the panel, and then you would have a center quadrant for throttle control. Come to booth 26 and 28 LP, that's light planes, here at Paradise City in the light plane area of Sun and Fun.
Hey everybody, Gary Sidovitz with Bearhawk USA. Behind me is a beautiful airplane. It's called the Bearhawk Model R. It's manufactured in South Africa, and one of its primary roles is actually anti-poaching. It plays actually a very prominent role in the country, where it actually helps against poaching against elephants, rhinos, everything like that. Airplane's very sturdy, has a great visibility. It's like a helicopter where you can see all around, so you're almost looking out below yourselves. It's a low and slow airplane. You can see the thick wing, so it gives very good handling characteristics, as well as good low and slow flight management, which obviously helps in the anti-poaching environment. A lot of fun to fly, very docile. It's got a Rotax 912 ULS, which is 100 horsepower. So a lot of weight, power to weight ratio for this aeroplane. So she jumps in the air very quickly, and she just loves to fly. But actually in weather like this, that's a little bit windy, you'll actually see she's very stable. So it's kind of very confident making when you're in the aeroplane.
What can you tell me about the fabric that's on the wings here?
So this fabric's called Porcher, which is actually used in sail yachts.
Yep.
It's UV resistant and oil resistant, so it's actually got a 20-year warranty. So it's very resilient, and obviously they use this in the African sun a lot, so it's proved itself time and time again. It's actually a sock that slides onto the wing and then gets strapped in the middle. Oh. So it's pretty easy if you wanted to have a different design or layout of your wings, that you could do that as well.
And covering is always a big headache, but that seems like a great design.
Yeah, it's very easy, and the back area as well can come off, so you can actually just fly it almost like a skeleton.
Let's talk about the interior real quick. You got a two-place system?
Side by side is pretty wide, so it's pretty comfortable as well. You're almost in a reclining position, so it's very comfortable on the longer journeys. Basic avionics, you know, you got your everything you need for VFR. We don't do any night flying or instrument, obviously, it's light sport. Center console, stick between the two pilots, dual rudder, dual throttle, so you can fly from either side of the cockpit. Your flap controls and your trim are above your head, so it's really easy to fly either side, whichever you're used to. The landing suspension is actually a Kevlar tube that goes from either side, and it kind of gives you your landing shock absorption, which makes it good. Fuel tank's a 25 gallon, burns about 5 gallons an hour in the cruise, so you've got about a 5-hour endurance. Not that you really want to fly that long at one time. She cruised at about 70 knots, so not a speed merchant, but you know, you can go as low as 50, 45 and still be fine. So just a lot of maneuverability. You've got flaperons as well, which help you with controlling the slow flight operations. Big rudder and elevators, which give you responsive time as well.
You've been coming to the show for a couple of years now. Has it been received by the American markets just yet? Have you seen a lot of sales out here?
So we can see every year there's a little bit more familiarity. People that were here last year coming back again. People may be looking at this as an option for themselves. Very much a fun flying aeroplane, not very expensive. You can get these new at the show special of $84,000 this year. Comes with the brand new road tax, obviously. So it's priced affordable. Fuel-wise, you can either use MoGas or avgas, so that helps as well. And just really a very fun flying aeroplane.
It looks amazing.
Thanks for coming. If you want to come visit us, we're at booth L31 in the light plane area. My name's Gary again. Come for a visit. If you want to come for a flight, we can do that as well. If not, you can find us on www.badhawk.co.za. We're around and we'd love to chat and show you this beautiful aeroplane.
Hey everyone, welcome to the National STOL booth here at Sun and Fun. I'm here with Karen. Tell us a little bit about what National STOL does.
Hey there everybody, National STOL is a nationwide competition, short takeoff and landing competition series modeled after any type of motor sports. We have competitions from coast to coast, 11 of them this year. Competitors earn points throughout the season. We crown annual champions at the end of every year. Main goals, we want to promote general aviation, challenge these pilots to improve their skills, and inspire the next generation of pilots.
It's been an awesome experience getting to work with them personally, filming for 2 years. It's been a mega competition the way they started in COVID to where they're at now. The production value is through the roof. Behind us you have current interviews going on?
Yeah, we've got live interviews going on all week with a lot of the STOL Invitational pilots who are flying here at Sun and Fun during the Sunset Aerial Circuses, as well as some of our volunteers and event hosts from all around the country who are coming out and spending some time with us this week.
The amount of work that you put into this is insane. We love to see it grow. If you are an aviation company looking to get branded, co-branded, sponsored, look into this company that's growing the love of aviation. It's in your face action, short takeoff and landing happens right in front of you. It's not like an aerobatic experience where you're looking
right
up.
There.
It's
right in front of you.
You smell the fumes, you are in you can hear it. It's so visceral.
It is, and you learn those pilot stories, you get the storylines, the competitive nature, the amount of innovation that we've seen in the past few years. One person has something new that makes their plane a little better. The next competition, somebody comes up and they step up the game each and every time. It's really, really great to see.
Love to see that American spirit, the NASCAR-esque of it, just putting power to propeller and getting off the ground in the shortest distance possible. Behind us we see Ryan Dabrowski and Cam, the voices of National STOL, along with Anitra. We'll get some behind the scenes look at the interviews going on, but if people wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way of getting in touch with you?
Visit nationalstol.com, shoot us an email, info@nationalstol. We're all over social media. Reach out, we'd love to chat.
Go check them out.
How you doing? My name is Ernest Ely. I'm with Cloud-Based PPG. I also represent Redhead Props out here at Sun and Fun. We're in area LP40. We're showing off some powered paramotors. We have one here from HSCom, which is a backpack with 2 pins that pulls off. It's a backpack with a Polini 130 on the back with a 40 centimeter prop.
So it's a foot launch unit and a trike?
Yes, all in one, all in one. This is one of our show specials. It was with a fellow that decided he didn't want to do it. We have a glider and the training harness and everything. We're selling this one.
Nice.
And then we also have another HS Com item out here, which is a Condor L. It's a larger one. And we have the 503 on the back of that. Just fits under FAR 103, but it's quite the tandem machine.
Let's talk about paramotoring and parasports in particular. What makes it so unique coming into the space if you haven't known this type of aviation?
Well, personally, I came from powered parachutes, and then I found out I could put a unit on my back and run into the sky, and absolutely fell in love with it. That was back in 2011. I wish I would have found it as a much younger man, but I enjoy it. Running into the sky, there's no other place you can do that. It's just spectacular. And being down here in Florida, the opportunity to fly down a beach, check out the migrations. We won't talk about spring break, but that's a lot of fun too. No license needed, you just have to follow the FAR 103. We do offer training. We have 2 instructors with Cloud Base, but I see you have the aviator shirt on, so it's you guys know all about it.
You guys do prop repair?
Redhead props, yes. We have repaired dings that happen on powered paramotor props. What I'll do is we fix it with epoxy and carbon fiber, whatever it takes. We get it fixed, and then we paint the tips and get it secured with automotive clear so that it doesn't bother it if it gets grease or oil on it. And you get a good long second life out of it, and the price to repair it is about half the price of a new prop. Cloudbase, we're online. We have cloudbaseppg.com. If you're coming out to see us here, we're at Space LP40 with our units out here. We have some cars to give away, and we're also high tech. Passcode right there. You can check us out and learn all about Cloudbase.
Awesome. Thanks for showing us around.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you.
And I'll get
All
your mic'd up. And Rafi, you can
So my name is Matthew Carlson, here representing Evolution Aircraft. We do Delta Wing trikes for the most part here, and we also represent e-props for all various aircraft. We're actually going to be doing a demo flight here shortly in just a couple of minutes, but we're based right out of Zephyr Hills Airport. We do training there, sales, service. Our product are Delta Wing trikes, weight shift control aircraft. So this one's called a Revo, and this is obviously a 2-seat. This is kind of like the flagship model, top of the line. You need about a 1,200-foot runway. What you're seeing over there, that's called a Revolt, and that's the new 2025 model. And that is also a 2-seater, 912 ULS 100 horsepower engine, and that's a 12-meter wing he'll be flying on there. And that's more of an off-road capable, soft field, landing out in the pasture or wherever you need to go kind of vehicle. And you'll see him right here. If you ever looked at trikes or done any research on them, a lot of them are I'll call them more fragile, not quite so purpose-built and not so professionally crafted as these are. These are all CNC components. I said like a 912 ULS Rotax engine. Revolt, that he's flying now, has 8 inches of travel in the suspension. They use real aircraft, 21-inch tires. This is a slightly older version, but a lot of the components are the same. So like I was saying, you have a full suspension here in the back, 8 inches of travel. You have your 21-inch aircraft tires. You have full roll trim on all of these. And on select wings, you do have speed trim as well. All in-flight controllable. They're all electric motorized trim. Dual seats, ballistic parachutes. These are all set up as trainers as well, so you can fly from the rear seat. We now offer built-in like Garmin navigation and things such as that, but you have a full EFA system here, your dual band radios. So to learn more about the brand, you can go to evolutionaircraft.com and find us out on YouTube, Evolution Aircraft on YouTube. And we have videos on every product, demos, everything you need to know will be right there, based right out in Zephyr Hills, Florida. And enjoy sun and fun, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm Virgil Irwin with Bearhawk Aircraft. This one behind us is our Bearhawk 5. It's our larger model. So our Bearhawk 5's got 6 seats in it. Kind of the thing you'll see with the Bearhawks is they've got a big speed range. So they'll typically cruise about 4 times the stall speed of the airplane. So This airplane carries 1,400 pounds, stalls in the low 40s, and cruises 150 to 160 mile an hour. So our standard engines are 300 horse 540s. We have an optional IO 580 that's 315 horse. Most of our props we're running Katos and Hartzels. Everything's constant speed. You'll be anywhere from a 78 inch all the way up to an 86 inch 3-blade prop. With the 86 inch install and a 580, you're 1-to-1 thrust in the airplane. So it makes 1,600 pounds of thrust and weighs 1,600 pounds empty. They're pretty hot rod for what they are. You can go about anywhere most of the bush planes are going, but you also cruise home at, pretty good cruise speeds. So if we come around this side, you can see our large cargo door, and then we've got our main doors on both sides. So you got 2 seats in the front that are sliders. We can fit pilots anywhere from about 5'8" up to about 6'8". And then you've got a second row and a third row. A lot of guys will take that third row out and they'll just run it as a big 4-seat. And with 4 seats in it, you can still fit full-size mountain bikes in the back behind that second row. We've got optional belly pods, landing gear options. You can run small tires, big tires, kind of whatever you want to do. This airplane has what we call a hard IFR panel in it. So it's full 3-axis autopilot with a 650 and G3X systems. You're fully ILS, IFR capable. With the autopilot setup and everything, you've got a little over 6 hours of range. That's 800, 900 miles of flying. And yeah, you can fit 1,400 pounds in it. So you can go full fuel, 4 people bags. You can go full fuel and 4 people and 2 more kids in the back. It kind of fits about everything. On the wing itself, you have 19 feet of flap that goes to 45 degrees. With the 19 feet of flap, what you have there is a lot of controllability on your touchdown speeds, touchdown locations. You got all the drag in the world that you could want once you kick all that out. All manual, so you can get rolling. Most National STOL guys get rolling. You can yank it in, get rid of it, dump it, do whatever you need to do. We have a set of differential ailerons, so helps get rid of the yaw in the airplane and gives you a ton of control when you get slow. So if you look at your span, you're a 60% span flap, about a 40% aileron, so we throw a little bit more differential control into it. So, we've got STOL options for guys, so this has 18-inch extended tips. That brings you to 38 feet wide. So with your 18-inch tips, you still fit in a 40-foot hanger. So you can fit in a standard T-hanger. All fuel, you got 55 in the mains, plus another 19 gallons in your aux tanks. So you've got 74 gallons of fuel on. You'll burn about 14 gallon an hour in cruise. Up in eco cruise, that'll come down to about 10 gallon an hour at 10 to 12,000 feet. I can have kits for you in 9 months. That's about our lead time we run on those. And then as far as a factory build, I'm about 2 years out on factory builds. And then we have what we call preferred build centers as well. So we have one in Tennessee, we have one in Florida. Either of those preferred build centers, they could start on one roughly about the time we get a kit. And then you're anywhere from 6 to 7 months to build one with one of those preferred centers, depending on what you want to option and how complicated the build is. So last year we built 42 aircraft. Out of those 42 airplanes, 27 of them were Bearhawk 5s. And our number 2 sellers behind that are Patrol and Companion are tied. Our Patrol is going to be a Super Cub type airplane, except for it's going to cruise at 140 or 50 mile an hour. And it's going to stall in the mid-30s. Same deal on the Patrol. It's it's a much lighter airplane. It's about a 1,200 pound airplane, empty. You still have 19 feet of flap on a Patrol. You actually have about 3 to 4 times the flap area of a standard Super Cub wing. The way we give our numbers, the way we quote our numbers is if we say it's a 4-seat airplane, that means it's 4 people, full fuel and bags. They're really kind of just all around good airplanes. For the National STOL guys, those guys are running all over the country. It's a lot nicer to do that at 140 mile an hour than it is at 90. Yeah. So getting to the competition is part of it. That's the nice thing about these. Most of them they cruise fast. Most of it's got autopilot, IFR capability, all that stuff. So if you guys want to learn more, bearhawkaircraft.com. We've also got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of fun stuff. If you guys want to come out and see us, shoot us an email, give us a call. We do demo flights there in Oklahoma. We'll go hit some sandbars and fields and all that kind of fun stuff and show you what they can do.
Hi, I'm Björn from Helix Propellers. We're a company located in Germany, here at booth LP12. Most of you might know us from as a producer for Paramotor propellers, but now we have a big variety on airplane propellers as well, as you can see here in shiny finishing.
Light sport only, or are you going into
certified?
No,
we're doing certified now, and we have a big variety of light sport propellers, but yeah, even certified in-flight adjustable propellers and everything what you need to get a lot of thrust on your airplane.
We use a lot of the Helix propellers on our paramotors back at the school. Can you tell us a little bit of how it's made?
Yeah, they're made mostly of strong carbon fiber. They have glass fibers in there as well to ensure the stability of the shape of these propellers, because we have more than 2,000 different propellers, especially in shape and profile, so that we can make sure that for every engine, every size, every reduction ratio, we've got the right propeller for you.
Now, is there anything that's inside the core that helps with the strength? I don't know how carbon fiber works, but it's usually shaped around a core of some sort?
No, not ours.
No?
There are other manufacturers who like this, but ours are hollow from the inside. Then we use the 3D layer of glass, which we suck in resin. And yeah, this gives the strength of the propeller profile. Anyway, all the force-taking materials are carbon fiber.
Right.
So, but we don't say we're 100% carbon because we aren't, because the glass is a very good product as well we can work with. So, and
I would say,
that's make them so durable and repairable.
Yeah, because when sometimes you're doing a foot drag in your paramotor, you're kicking up a lot of debris and rocks and sand, and a lot of the leading edges on other manufacturers can get torn up pretty quickly. Yeah. But I found that, I don't know what it is, that your secret sauce, maybe the glass combined with the carbon, is just a really
we reinforce the leading edge a little bit with mixed up resin with a thickening agent, so that there's quite a big amount of material at the leading edge. So if something hits the propeller and it gives a little dent, you're good to go by an easy repair. So you have longer of your propeller than just have to replace it every year.
Awesome, Bjorn. Thanks for taking the big trip across the pond.
Don't miss to meet us at booth LP12 or in a few weeks at Bad Apples Fly-In.
Hi, I'm Galen Geigley and I'm with Powershoot. We're here at Sun and Fun this year. This is our flagship model, which is the Airwolf. It comes with a 912 100 horsepower engine, has the highest payload in our industry, so we can carry 650 pound useful load. It's a 4-stroke motor, is very efficient, so we burn about 4 gallons an hour, fly at 38 miles an hour. We can fly for 3.5 hours. With this one has dual controls on it, so you can fly it from the back seat, so you have the dual steering, flight steering, your ground controls for the ground steering. And this one has a Garmin GPS Era 760 and the MGL Extreme Mini for your engine vitals. So it has radio, you can put your cell phone in, has a robust front end with the Tundra tires, so you can take off and land in sand, pastures, anything like that. Just lay the wing out and go flying. This was developed back in like 2004, and then it just continued with refinement, like the lumbar supported seats, frontal bars have changed, more room in the cockpit area, so we raised this bar up, the older models. So each year we come out with refinements and improvements to this particular model. So this is the flagship. You have options for like floorboards for easy in and out. Storage bags, take stuff with you. We fly the cruiser wings, which are the APCO Cruiser 550 wings on this one. Center of gravity, you can change that for the pilot's weight to balance the plane out. Great overall flying planes. So the fuel tank is a TIG welded aluminum tank, so you don't lose the octane rating in your fuel. We run anything that's 93 octane. We prefer ethanol free, but it don't have to be. We can run up to 15% ethanol. It's all of our fuel lines are developed for that. Fox shocks, so it's got good suspension on it. So rough landings, whatever, it'll take a lot of abuse. The main frame is 6061 T6 aluminum. The frame rails are 4130 chrome moly. So this is a light sport pilot license, 10 hours of instruction, a written test, and a check ride. So it's really easy to get. And then you have a light sport powered parachute land license. You can take passengers, friends, family, whatever you want with you. I just love the simplicity about it, and to be able just to go up, it's like sitting in your lazy boy with a panoramic view of the world around you. So for a nice morning, evening flight, you go up, you're up over the trees, you feel like a bird, you're down in, you can smell them cutting the hay, you're just part of it. It's like riding a motorcycle in the air, I tell people. So it's very free feeling. Where in like an airplane in a cockpit, you're more closed in feeling, you're talking on the radios, you're doing all kinds of things. You don't have the freedom like you do flying this way. So we have dealers located all around the world, but our website is powershute.com, and it's spelled a little bit different. It's POWRACHUTE.com. A lot of information on there on how to get into the sport pilot, get your license, all different details about the aircrafts that we manufacture. So yeah, feel free to contact us. We'll be glad to help you and get you started in the fun sport of powered parachutes.